Aryna Sabalenka awkwardly makes engagement joke to boyfriend after winning first title of 2026. Aryna Sabalenka dropped a not-so-subtle hint that she wants her boyfriend to propose. While giving her victory speech to thousands of fans after winning the title in Brisbane, the world number one thanked her boyfriend but said she hoped to call him something else soon. The 27-year-old Belarusian made the perfect start to her 2026 season just a week away from the Australian Open. She dominated the Brisbane International Final against Marta Kostyuk, taking just 79 minutes to win 6-4, 6-3. That was her third Brisbane title in 4 years, with Kostyuk having no answer to Sabalenka's power. It was after lifting the title that she directed a message at her boyfriend, Georgios Frangoulis. She said, "Last but not least, thank you to my team for handling me. I really am the toughest to handle, and you are the toughest in the world because you can handle me. Thank you to my boyfriend. Hopefully soon I can call you something else. Let's just put some extra pressure." Who is Sabalenka's boyfriend? Sabalenka has been dating Brazilian entrepreneur Frangoulis since 2024. He founded the acai bowl company Oakberry, a global superfood chain with over 700 stores. Frangoulis is reported to have a net worth of around $75 million. Sabalenka and the Australian Open. The Belarusian is a two-time winner at the Australian Open, winning the titles in 2023 and 2024. She lost in the 2025 final to Madison Keys, but is looking to make it 3 out of 4 years. Speaking on the Australian Open, which begins next Sunday, Sabalenka said, "The only thing I know is that I'll be there, I'll be fighting. I'll do my best to go as far as possible," said Sabalenka, "and do a little bit better than last year. That's my focus." No one would bet against her lifting the 5th Grand Slam title of her career. She powered to the Brisbane title without dropping a set and is in formidable form. Sabalenka added, "Every day you go out there and prove your level, and I think this week I did it really well." The trophy was heavier than Aryna Sabalenka expected, or maybe her arms were still buzzing from the last forehand, an inside-out missile that had kissed the line and ended the final. Either way, she hoisted it with the same ferocity she'd brought to the court, a grin breaking across her face like a crack of sunlight after a long winter. First title of 2026. New year, new chapter. The stadium hummed, then roared, then softened into that strange, reverent hush that follows a job done decisively. She waved to the crowd, the movement half regal, half goofy. Sabalenka had never quite mastered the art of serene celebration. She preferred joy that burst. Confetti cannons went off. The interviewer approached with a microphone and a practiced smile. "Aryna," the interviewer said, "you start the year with a title. How does it feel?" Aryna took the mic with both hands, knuckles white, still catching her breath. "It feels," she said, then laughed, a barky sound she never tried to smooth out, "it feels like January finally understands me." Laughter rippled. She scanned the stands, found her team, her coach nodding like a proud architect surveying a bridge that had not collapsed. And then she found him, her boyfriend, leaning against the rail, clapping a little off rhythm, smiling the kind of smile that made her forget scorelines and statistics. He wore a jacket that looked too thin for the evening air. He always forgot things like that. The interviewer asked about her serve, her return, the way she had adjusted after dropping the second set. Aryna answered honestly, bluntly, joyfully. She spoke about discipline and patience and how she had learned to sit with discomfort instead of swinging her way out of it. It was a good answer. She felt grown. And finally, the interviewer said, "What does this win mean for your goals this season?" Aryna opened her mouth, and something mischievous hopped in ahead of the words she had planned. She looked at the trophy, then at her boyfriend again. She lifted her left hand, wiggled her fingers. "Well," she said, eyes bright, "this is the first title of 2026, so I guess now I'm ready for the next commitment." There was the pause. The inhale of 10,000 people realizing they might be about to witness something unscripted. Her boyfriend's clapping stopped midair. Aryna felt the moment stretch like a bad slice. She kept talking. Why did she keep talking? The words tumbling faster than her thoughts. I mean, commitment to tennis. To winning more titles. To practice. Lots of practice. She laughed again, louder, trying to steamroll the awkwardness. Unless, she added, glancing back up at the stands, you're busy. Silence. Then a wave of laughter, not cruel, not kind, just human. The interviewer blinked, then laughed too, the relief audible. The crowd cheered, some whistled. Cameras swung like curious birds. Her boyfriend put a hand over his face. Later, in the locker room, Aryna sat on a bench, towel draped around her shoulders, trophy resting on the floor between her shoes like a well-behaved dog. The adrenaline was ebbing, leaving behind a fizzy embarrassment that made her toes curl. You really did that, her coach said, not unkindly. I did not do that, Aryna said. The microphone did that. Her phone buzzed. A text. You owe me dinner. And a speechwriter. She smiled, thumbs flying. Dude, I was joking. Mostly. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. I know. Mostly. That evening, the city wore its lights like jewelry. They found a small restaurant that didn't care who had won what, where the menu was handwritten and the chairs didn't match. Aryna ordered everything she wanted. Victory made her generous with herself. So, he said once they had clinked glasses and the waiter had gone. Any other announcements I should prepare for? New tattoo? Surprise alpaca? She groaned and hid her face in her hands. I don't know what happened. It just came out. My brain saw the trophy and thought, what if we make it worse? He laughed, then softened. It was awkward, he said. But kind of you. In a very Aryna way. Kind. Yeah. You let people see you thinking in real time. Most people are terrified of that. She considered this. Tennis had taught her to live with visibility, every miss magnified, every win dissected. But this was different. This was personal. She reached across the table and took his hand, her thumb tracing the familiar ridge of a callus. I don't need a ring, she said quickly, as if swatting away a rumor. I need more forehands like today. Good, he said. Because I didn't bring a ring. I did bring congratulations. He squeezed her hand. First title of 2026. You looked unstoppable. She exhaled, the tension loosening. I wasn't. I just kept choosing to swing. They walked back through the city, the night folding around them. Somewhere, a replay of her match glowed through a bar window. She watched herself for a moment. The power, the focus, the way she leaned into the ball like it owed her money. She looked happy. She looked alive. Do you regret it? He asked. She shook her head. No. It's part of the year now. Part of the story. I'll win more, lose some, say stupid things. That's how it goes. He bumped her shoulder. For what it's worth, if you ever decide to make that joke not a joke, try doing it off camera.